Hello everyone, I am Kinjal Patel, Assistant Professor at LJ Institute of Engineering and Technology in the Department of Computer Engineering. So here is Chapter 3, Parsing Theory Part 1 and Lecture 3. In this lecture, we will learn what is left recursion and how we can eliminate left recursion from a grammar, and what is left factoring and how we can perform left factoring to avoid the problem of backtracking. So first, what is left recursive grammar? A grammar is said to be left recursive if it has a non-terminal a such that there is a derivation a gives a alpha for some string a. Now this grammar is left recursive. Why? Because the leftmost non-terminal at the right hand side is same as the left hand side symbol. So this grammar is left recursive. Now we want to remove left recursion from this grammar. Why? Because top-down parsing doesn't allow left recursive grammar for the parsing. The reason is left recursive grammar can go into the infinite loop that causes a parser also to go into the infinite loop. So that's why the top-down parsing doesn't allow left recursive grammar for the parsing. We'll see with the example that how the left recursive grammar can go into the infinite loop. So the example is A produce A alpha or beta. So this is left recursive grammar. Now we'll try to generate parse tree for this grammar. So here you can see that A produce A alpha means the function A is calling the function A. Now again the function A is calling function A. So you can see that function A keeps calling itself, and that can cause a infinite loop, so that the grammar will go into the infinite loop, and that causes a parser also to go into infinite loop. So the top-down parsing does not allow left recursive grammar for this reason. So we will remove left recursion from the grammar. First we'll see that types of left recursion. So left recursion can be of two types. First one is immediate left recursion and second one is indirect left recursion. So now we will learn the rule to eliminate the left recursion from a grammar. So first, here is the left recursive grammar A produce A alpha or beta. Now we want to remove left recursion from this grammar. So first A produce. Now we'll check for the alternatives, that which alternative has no left recursion in it. So you can see that in the second alternative there is no left recursion in it. So we will select second alternative and will generate one new non-terminal to derive the next level, because we perform the recursion of alpha in the second level. So A dash produce. Now we want to perform recursion of alpha. So you can see that in first alternative there is left recursion in it. So except the leftmost non-terminal, we will select the remaining part of the production. So here the remaining part is alpha. So we will select alpha from the first alternative, and then we want to perform recursion on alpha. So we will call A dash. So we will call A dash. Now, or null. Why? Because the second alternative has been generated in the first level. So in the second level, or null. So this is the grammar which we have generated from left recursive grammar, which generate the same string or same language that the original grammar does, and there is no left recursion in it. Okay, so this is the rule which you need to remember to remove the left recursion from a grammar. So we'll see examples of immediate left recursion elimination. So first example is E produce E plus T or T. So here you can see that leftmost non-terminal in first alternative is same as the left hand side. Okay. So now we want to remove left recursion from this grammar. If we match this with the rule A produce A alpha or beta, so here our capital A is capital E, and plus T is our alpha and T is our beta. So the rule says that E produce, then select the alternative which has no left recursion in it. So select the beta, and our beta is T. So we have selected T. Then generate the new non-terminal symbol. So we have generated E dash. Then in the next level, E dash produce. Now select the remaining part. So here the remaining part is plus T. Our alpha is plus T. So we have selected plus T, and to perform the recursion on plus T, we have selected E dash. So plus T E dash or null as our second alternative has been generated in first level. So we have eliminated left recursion from the production rule. Second example, you can see T produce T star F or F. So here you can see that first non-terminal symbol is repeated at the right hand side, and this causes a left recursion. So we want to remove it. So first we will select the alternative which has no left recursion in it. So we'll select the second alternative F and generate the new non-terminal T dash, and in the second level T dash produce our alpha is star F. So alpha T dash. So star F T dash or null. Now the third example is X produce X power Y or Z. So here again X is repeated at the right hand side, and this causes left recursion in the statement. So we will remove it by X produce Z X dash, and X dash produce the remaining part which is power Y in the first alternative. So power Y X dash or null. So these are the examples of immediate left recursion elimination. Now we will see what is indirect left recursion and how we can remove it. So here you can see that in the first statement there is no left recursion in it. Like you can see that S produce capital A and B. So S is not repeated in the right hand side. Now in this next level, second level, you can see that A produce AC or ST or null. So here left recursion is present because the leftmost non-terminal is same as the left hand side. Okay, but here non-terminal S is also left recursive because you can see S produce AA. Okay, and A produce SDA. Like if you replace the production of A SD in the first level, so if you replace A with the SD, then your production will be like S produce SDA. So this causes indirect left recursion in this grammar rule. Just we are replacing A with the SD, so the S can generate SDA also. Okay, so now we will remove this indirect left recursion by S produce A or B and A produce AC. So and A also produce SD. So to remove indirect left recursion, we will replace S with the production of S. So here we will replace the production of S by these two alternatives. Here the production rule is SD. So if we want to remove S with the alternatives AA, so it will be AAD, and then if we replace it with B also, then it will be BD. So you can see the changes that we have replaced S with the production rule of S, and A produce null is as it is. So now we have removed indirect left recursion from the grammar. So our grammar rule is like this: A produce AC, AAD, BD or E. Now we need to perform immediate left recursion on this grammar rule. As you can see that leftmost non-terminal in the right hand side is same as the left hand side. So now we will remove immediate left recursion. So first rule will be as it is, as there are no left recursion in it. Now in the second rule, first we will select the alternatives which has no left recursion in it. So there are two alternatives which has no left recursion in it. So we will select that A produce BD and we will generate new non-terminal. So non-terminal will be followed to BD. Now second alternative is null. So we'll select null as there are no string in the null. Null is an empty string. So we can directly write A dash. Now in the next level A dash produce. We'll select the remaining part, that is alpha. So here our alpha is C. So we'll select C, and to cause the recursion of C, we will write A dash, so CA dash, and in the second alternative, the remaining part is AD. So we'll select AD and A dash to cause recursion, or null because the BD and null has been already generated in the first level. So now we'll write null. So in this example, we have first removed indirect left recursion from the grammar, then we have removed immediate left recursion from the grammar. Next topic is left factoring. Left factoring is a grammar transformation that is useful for producing a grammar suitable for predictive parsing. Here is the example. A produce alpha beta or alpha delta. So here you can see that our right hand side starts with the common prefix which is alpha. So common prefix causes a backtracking. So to reduce or to avoid the problem of backtracking, we perform left factoring on a grammar. So these are the grammar rules. Now here is the output string alpha data. So we want to parse alpha data using top-down parsing. So first we will select A, which is our starting symbol. Now we want to parse the alpha delta. So first parser will select the first alternative, which is alpha beta. So here you can see that alpha beta has been selected because our string start from the alpha. So it will select the alternative which has a starting with alpha. So it has selected alpha beta. Now it will compare this string with the output string. So it will compare first character, which is alpha in the output string, with the pass string. So alpha equals to alpha, match. Now it will check for the next character. So in the second character in output string is delta, and here in the pass string is beta. So it compares delta with beta, but delta and beta are not matched. So parser will backtrack and will analyze or will check for the another alternatives available in the grammar. So now next it will perform alpha delta. So then again compare alpha with the output string. So alpha equals to alpha. So match. Then delta equals to delta. So now match occurs. So now the parsing has been done successfully. So you can see that because of this common prefix, parser cannot select the proper alternative and it need to backtrack and again parse for the same string. So to reduce the time complexity, we perform the left factoring in a grammar. So the rule to perform left factoring is A produce alpha beta or alpha delta. So now A produce will select the common prefix, which can be more than one character. So here our common prefix is alpha in the both alternatives. So we will select alpha. Now we'll generate new non-terminal, which is A dash. So our production rule is A produce alpha A dash. Now A dash equals to, now we'll write the remaining part of these two alternatives, which are beta and delta respectively. So here you can see that we have first selected the common prefix in first level, then we have just write the remaining part in the second level. So now predictive parser can make choice according to the beta and alpha, whichever character in the output string is. So these are the rules to convert the or to perform the left factoring in a grammar. You need to remember this format to remove the left factoring for the example. That A produce alpha A dash, where alpha is the common prefix, and A dash produce beta or delta. So beta and delta are the remaining part. So examples. So first example, you can see S produce AAB or ACD. So here common prefix is A. So we will select A, and our grammar rule will be S produce A S dash. S dash is the new non-terminal symbol. Then S dash produce the remaining part in the first alternative is AB, and in second alternative is CD. So we will write AB or CD. Second example, now here you can see our common prefix between first and second alternative is more than one character. Like you can see that X is a common, B is a common, then Y is a common, then A is also common between first two alternatives. So XBY is a common prefix between first and second alternative. So A produce XBYA A dash or A means XBYA. We have selected common prefix, then we have generated new non-terminal A dash. Now in third alternative there is no common prefix, so we'll write it as it is, and then in second label A dash produce. So in first alternative you can see that no string is left to derive, as we have already selected the whole string xby in the first label. So we'll write null because there is no string left in the first alternative. Now in the second alternative, the remaining part is za. XBY has been selected as a common prefix, so ZA is a remaining part, so we'll write ZA in the second level. Now the third example, A produce AAB, AA and A. Now here you can see that small a, capital A, small a, capital A. So small a, capital A is a common prefix between first two alternatives. But A is a common prefix between three alternatives. So we will select the A rather than AA. Why? Because we will go for the multiple alternatives rather than the longest prefix. So here in this example, we will select A as a common prefix because A is common in the three alternatives. So we'll select A produce A dash. So and then A dash produce the remaining part in first alternative is AB. So AB. The remaining part in second alternative is capital A, so capital A, and the remaining part in third alternative is null, so null. So here we have performed left factoring in this example. So in this video we have learned how to remove left recursion and how we can perform left factoring in the grammar. Thank you.